Well, I just met with the owner of the granite company, and it's a fairly large company. They have their own brick and mortar store. They have their own employees that are fabricators and installers. The one that they had used was a subcontractor that they were using for only 6 months. He said that this was basically their third strike with this install. What the plan is right now is they're removing all of this in an hour and a half. I have to take this cabinet out, take these two face frames off, and go repaint them. Come back, reinstall the face frames, reinstall the cabinets, and tomorrow, I think tomorrow afternoon, this all goes back together. And they're sending out their best guy to do this seam and this seam. And they even got their phones out, started showing me pictures of this guy's work, who again is an actual employee. He's been with the company a long time. They're gonna do something with this catastrophe down here. They cut it shorter here, and then they actually cut this chunk off. And they left a huge gap once they put the piece in, and then they had to glue this back in. They're saving some money by going with one slab. And by putting this here, significant amount of money, about $2,000. This cabinet face is pretty much ruined. Right. Back in the workshop. It's been a while. Why isn't this light on? Got the face frames over here. It's a balmy 46 degrees in here. So step one, gotta make a fire. I got the heater warming up the paint room. Got the spray gun 100% cleaned out, ready for the paint. Running low, way low on my scrap pile of wood. This box here used to be overflowing with a big pile here. I've got some of these big big chunks that I gotta take apart and... One, two, three, yes. Always have your proper safety equipment on all the time. Don't ever take it off. It'll get the temperature thermometer up to 70 within 15-20 minutes, and we'll be in the mid 70s within a half an hour. Get yourself one of these mugs at the handyman.store. I'll leave a link for that in the description below. Tasty. I'm gonna set this on the fire. Keep it warm. To check those links in the description. They keep asking, mostly on the old videos, of where they can get these awesome coveralls. Check out another pair right over here. You can get these on Amazon. They are used coverall. Now, these are pro-grade coveralls. So mechanic shops hire out a third party to manage their coveralls. So they get cycled in. Every couple days, they put them in a bin. The company comes, takes them away, cleans them, delivers a new set that are clean until they get a little too worn out. Then what do you do with them? Say they just got a little hole in them or a little stain. They're still good. You can buy them on Amazon. Put a link in the description below. I've been using these for maybe 6-7 years now, and these are the same ones. I mean, obviously they've seen better days. I use them when I paint. I use them when I do drywall. Keeps my nice clothes nice. Gonna be using the cordless. I cut the cord on the sander. Dust collection, as you can tell, is not all that great. I'll probably figure out a way to get it hooked up to my suction. I'll probably do that now, but I just want to get, I'll probably take this out to the trash, clean this up before I get started in here. Oh, we just hit 60 degrees. 220 is what I'm going to take this top layer off with. I want to give you a close-up of what these did. They were just, I don't know if you can see this zigzag pattern here, where they had a whole mess on their rag of epoxy. You can see right there, there's more. It's just a complete mess. And this is the one that's not the worst. This one here was the worst. You can see that mess. And right here they rubbed the paint completely off. I think this is where they realized that, oh shoot, I have acetone on my rag. Probably shouldn't be rubbing painted cabinets or any cabinets with acetone soaked rags. I know, they were just having an off day. Safety first here at the Handyman workshop. There's been some concern about my bushy beard and using this respirator. So obviously it doesn't make a complete, smooth skin gasket. But air goes through the path of least resistance, which is through the filters. What you can do to test is you plug up these filters and suck in and see what type of seal you have. So I know the air is going through the filters, and I can check my bushy beard for debris, when I go inside or look in the mirror, and know that there's no paint and there's no dust being sucked into it. Thank you for your concern, though. Nothing's getting through. Nothing's getting through. Let's get this party started. It's just that caulking that they used. Got to get that all off, or else the paint probably won't stick. Oh yeah, this is all messed up here. Probably should have a mask on. So I blow it off, and then I tack it off the tack cloth, and I'll take it into the paint room over there and mix up some paint. and start painting. This place should look familiar to most of you. It's the paint area. Paint room. Definitely wouldn't call it a paint booth, but I do have some plans to get it more functional business. I've got these lockers over here. Anyways, that's the story for a different day. I've got lots of videos out on this paint sprayer, the paint sprayers I've used in the past, and the paint and how I mix it all. I'll try to link those in the description if you're interested in knowing more about it, or you need a refresher on what I'm actually using. Also, I'll put a link in the description along with all the other links for these mixing cups. I bought a box of 100 of them, probably been a year now, and I use them all the time. They're a few cents each when you buy them in bulk, and they're great to have around. So I also buy these filters in bulk. I believe these ones came from Harbor Freight. You don't ever want to run out of them and not filter before you paint. So I like to have the entire room heated up. The walls, this junk that's in here, especially the piece that I'm spraying, the actual paint, all room temperature, 70 degrees-ish. Always try to mix more than you're going to need. You don't want to be put in a situation where you're trying to stretch it out and put it on too thin. Dirt first. So since I took this thing completely apart to clean it, when I was done with it, all my settings are messed up. So I just got a board over here that I will be spraying on to get the pattern and the air pressure. The gauge pressure is the same, but there's also an adjustment on the gun. So this is the second one, the worst of the two. And I had to take this down to raw wood in several areas. So this will also need 2 coats. If you didn't get the memo on a few videos ago, this took place last year, well before that thing that we can't say on YouTube. At least that's what I hear. You're not allowed to say it or else you get demonetized. It's code. It's my new tool. Look at this bad boy. That is some serious chunk of steel. Stay tuned to the next video where we put this all back together. The face frames go on, the cabinets go back in. They bring some parts of that countertop back. Some they had to recut. New shirt designs, 100% available on the website now. For those of you who wanted the design on the back, I heard you loud and clear. Got the design on the back. Got a little logo up here. I think what I'm going to do for some other options is just have this logo shrunk down to about this size on here. So, hey, how's it going? There's a lot of options. There's a lot of colors. Go check them out. Links in the description. I know you love hearing me say that. Anything else, Polly? Nothing? Okay. Gotta go finish this video and get on the next video for the SSTC.